Hi there, soulmates. You're welcome back to Kunmi Styling YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to draft a basic bodice block pattern. If this is what you like to learn, kindly watch from beginnings to the end. This is a detailed tutorial. If you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. And to our returning subscriber, you are also welcome. Thank you for always coming back. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
What I've written down. We have a shoulder of 14, bust of 36, under bust of 28, waist of 28, shoulder to bust point of 10, shoulder to under bust of 13.5, shoulder to waist of 16, and we have the bust point to be 7.5. And before we proceed, we have to take some measurements. I was talking about the front bodies that is different from the back bodies. You don't need to divide your bust measurement by 4, no, because from the video that I posted before, you can see that on that mannequin I took the front bust and I took the back bust. You can see the difference of it, but we cannot be taking that on human being. I'm just using that as an illustration. So we have formula in which we use, and it works perfectly over the years that I've been doing this work. And the formula is for the front. I'll use F as my front. Is you use the total bust divided by 2 first. We now add 1 or 1.5. When are you going to use 1? When are you going to use 1.5? When to use 1 is when you remove the under bust from bust. That's 36 minus 28, and this will give us 8 inches. When your answer that you have is greater than 5, that is 5 upward, you make use of 1.5, and when it's less than 5 or 5, 4.5, 3 inches, 2.5, you make use of 1 inch. Do you understand? So now let's use 36 divided by 2 for the front. It will give us 18. Now we've already calculated this and we have 8, which means we are going to be adding 1.5 to it. And adding 1.5 to it, it will give us 19.5. And 19.5 divided by 2 will give us 9.75. That's for the front. While for the back, we'll do the same. 36 divided by 2, which will give us 18 minus 1.5. So whatever you added to the front, you are going to remove it from the back. Do you understand? So we have this will give us 16.5, and 16.5 divided by 2 will give us 8.25. Do you understand? So this will give us 8.25. If you use your calculator very well, this is what you are going to have. So now let's proceed. So the first thing, I will know the calculation for the front. We have 9.75. I'm going to add 1 inch to that. I will have 10.75, and I will make the 10.75 on a straight line. Just follow what I'm doing properly. You are going to get it. Do you understand? So I'm going to get it. So I'm going to be drafting the front towards this part, and I'll be drafting the back towards this part. And the back is 8.25. If I add 1 to that, that will give me 9.25. So we have 9.25. So that's 9.25. So I will make it a straight line. So now, while drafting this, you can see that I did not draw any borderline because my pattern are smooth. So you know it's not having any rough. So I don't really need that. Then if you like, I can draw my borderline. No problem about that. So anyone, whichever one is okay, it's fine. So now the next thing to do is we take our shoulder measurement. Our shoulder measurement is going to be divided by 2 because we are drafting half of the front and we are drafting half of the back. So my shoulder is 7 inches and the neck width is 3.5. And the next thing is to take our shoulder slope or shoulder slant of 1 inch. So I'll connect these together like so. After that, the next thing to do is my armhole depth. Now the armhole depth, easiest way to get your armhole depth, use your shoulder divided by 2. Now for small shoulders like 14, 15, you can add 0.5 to it for it to be free of them. Now if you have shoulder of 16, most times I don't add half inch to it. It all depends on the person's bust. Now if I have shoulder of 16 inches and let's say with bust of 40, if I use 8 inches directly, it will still fit the person perfectly. No any complaint of tightness or stuff like that. Do you understand? So, but let's say I have shoulder of 18, I have shoulder of 20. I cannot use 20 divided by 2. That will be 10. No, I won't do 10. I will use either 8.5 for that person, because the bust is big already. The arm will be wide. So not that the arm will now be wide and is now deep again. There will be problem. So the armhole there to be sagging. So these are the little principles you need to know about. So the armhole depth for this 14 is going to be 7.5. So my shoulder is also 7.14, and I use armhole depth of 7.5 over the knees. I don't have issue with that. So we have something like this thing, draw it to a straight line like this. So the same thing will go to the back. I'll drag the back like this, facing the front. We have 7 inches. But before then, just come down by half of an inch first. There is a reason for that. We know the reason later on. So just take your shoulder measurements again, 7 by 3.5. Then the armhole depth of 1 inch. So then we're going to be connecting this. I'll just use the dotted line to do this first, because I'm using marker. If I'm using pencil now, the pencil might not show on the camera, so that's why I'm using dotted line. So the same armhole depth for this, 7.5, and I'll try to check if it is straight. So that's straight, and I'll do my connections like this. Do you understand? So the next thing to do is we want to impute our nipple measurement. And while taking the bust pan, we take it from one nipple point to the other one. So we're going to be dividing it by 2, and we have 7.5 divided by 2 will give us 3.75. Now in taking that, we dot 3.75 like this, we make it into a straight line. Just follow it from sleeve, you will get it. Just make it a straight line. The same thing goes to the back, 3.75. I believe you have go through the tape reading also. You are familiar with all these small things. 3.75 is not a strange inches for you. So connect this one also into a straight line. So this is our bust pan line. So now the next thing to do is we want to take our shoulder to bust measurement. So on that bust pan line, just place your tape. Don't place your tape at the edge of the pattern paper again. No, don't do that. So we take our bust to be 10, we take our other bust to be 13.5, and we take our waist to be 16 inches. So I'm going to make this into a straight line. A straight line. Very simple. So I can label it as my bust, as my under bust, and as my waist line. So I'll do the same thing to the back. Now to that back, the bust measurement is the same thing as the front, as 10 inches. Now there is no under bust behind at the back. We only move to the waist line. Now I need to give you some clue. We call something bust dart for the front. And I also said it when we are taking our basic body's measurement, accurate basic body measurement, that the length of the front is longer than the back. Reason is because of the bust for the front, while the back does not have bust. And I bias to tie around the mannequin for you to see it, the difference of the length. Do you understand? So same thing is applicable here. But most times while taking my client's measurements, I don't used to take something around their waist, because I have method that I use, and over the years the method has been working very fine. So now from bust 34 to 35, use 1.5 inch of bust dart. So the length of the front and back will be of 1.5 inch difference. Now from bust of 36 to 40 or 42, use 2 inches. Now from bust of 43 upward, use 2.5 or 3 inches. So that's how it goes. It all depends. So for all these bust of 44, sometimes I can still use 2 inches, but from 45 upward, I use 2.5 difference for them. Or while taking their measurements, I take it, and then either ways it's working fine. The most important thing here is that if I'm making clothes for you for the first time, when you come for fitting of your dress, we'll be focusing on that back half length most. Do you understand? So that next time I will know if this is suitable for you, or I need to adjust it, I need to increase it, I need to reduce it. So I note it down on the person's measurement in case of next time. So for this now, shoulder to bust for the front is 10, I've noted that, and shoulder to waist for the front is 16, while for the back 13.5. Do you understand? So I'll have my post here, and I'll have my waist measurements here also. Do you understand? So when we are done with this, I can label it as my waist also, and this is my bust measurements. Are you following? Do you understand what we are doing? So thank you. Let's move ahead. So now for the bust measurements, we've already done our calculation. We have 9.75. So I'll take my 9.75. Let's use our pencil first. 9.75. Here is my 9.75. And I will take the 9.75 straight down. There is a reason for that. I'll take it straight down. Then after taking it straight down, I will minus 0.5 on the waistline. Do you understand? So after that, I'll connect my bust to this new line like this. Now our body is not straight. Now you can see that I've not taken my under bust measurements, and I've not taken my waist measurements also. My under bust and waist is the same thing, so divided by 4 will give us 7 inches. So I'll go to my under bust and take 7 inches, and I'll go to my waistline and take 7 inches. And mind you, there is no way, although this is what our bust measurements is giving us and our waist measurements, but there's no way Uber-based shape will give you something like this. No. You can't cut a dress like this. So what happened with all these pieces? We are going to use it as our waist dart. Do you understand? So that's how you get your waist dart. Waist dart is not just generated or formed. It's used in taking in. It's for fitting on the dress. It has purpose. It's not just there. Now what are we left with here? We are left with 2.25. So I'll divide my 2.25 into 2, and now we centralize it on my bust pan line. And I have something like this. So in connecting it now, I can either connect it halfway or 1 inch before my nipple point. You must not connect it directly to your nipple point, because you can also call it an apex because it's pointed. It will not relax. So this is our waist dart. So we don't have any issue with our other bust until we get to contouring. That's when we discuss more on that. We are only focusing on our bust that and waist that on this. And what do we say? The difference between this and this is 1.5, because you might be wondering, the side of the front is longer than the back. How will it be aligned? Don't worry, it's going to be aligned. So the 1.5, we divide it by 2, we centralize it on the bust line, and it's going to give us 0.75. Now we are connecting this one also 1 inch or half inch or 0.75 away from your bust points. So we have this and we have this, and we label this one as our bust that. That's why you see bust that on the dress. So once the bust that is taken, what happens? The length of the sides will be equal. Now the bust that has principle, it should not touch your armhole depth. It should not be touching your under bust. Now I can decide not to centralize it. If I notice that it's going to touch my armhole depth, I can take everything down. There is no problem. You don't have any principle against that. Now don't forget, I said the neck is 3 by 3 inches. That one is just for the sake of pattern. I can decide to do my neck as wide as 4 or 4.5. You can decide to leave it like that. So I'm using my French comb in connecting this. Do you understand? Now we call something across front. That across front is we take out excess on the armhole part. We don't want to have all this bulge or wrinkle on that part. No, this is how you take it. Although you can take it from your clients, but you don't have to worry. That's why I said we bring fashion to you in a simplified way. We break everything down into pieces, so for you to understand. So just come to your armhole depth. Whatever you use for the armhole depth, we use 7.5 for this, divided by 2 will give us 3.75. Then come down by 1. Under that one, just go in by 1 inch for the front. Now after that, we connect this point to this point to this point. Final. So just connect it like so. It's your French curve. I'm done with the front. Now let's proceed to the back. For the back measurement is 8.25. But before then, we take something else. We call it sway back. Our back is not straight. That is why when you see some people they wear dress, it's having bulge. The zipper is standing on its own. Instead of it to relax to the back, it is not relaxing to the back. It's standing on its own. It's not supposed to be so. You take out 1 inch on the zipper side and you connect it by coming down from your nape of the neck 5.5 or 5 inches. Then you have these slants. So all this part is not part of our measurement again. Do you understand? Measurement. We have it 8.25. So this is our 8.25. But for us to have a straight line, just like the way we do at the front, we'll go back to the origin and take it. We have 8.75. I will come down and measure that 8.75 for me to have a straight line. Do you understand? For me to have a straight line. So let me use my pencil to connect this and show you something. So my waist measurement 7 inches. So 7 inches. So I have this. And you know the norms, when I was drafting the front, I said you should go in by half inch, right? Don't forget. So if we go in by half inch, what we are left with is just 0.25. So it's just a minor inches that can be overlooked. So instead of having something like this, so I'll have my back also slant. But mind you, if what I'm left with here is also 1 inch, after I've slanted this, you have to take your darts for the back. Now, let's say for example, it's up to that. While taking my darts, I will not centralize my darts up here again. I'm going to take whatever I have here, 7, and my darts, I will have another line for my darts. Do you understand? So I'm just trying to put everything together in this video. Don't want it to be too long. So This is where I'm imputing my dart, because if you go and impute your dart here, from here to here is smaller to the zipper side, and it's not supposed to be so. So my dart is going to be half of my waist measurement behind, and that's my main dart line. So that's where I'll be taking in my dart. Let's say for example I'm having half on both sides. So that for the back goes up by 1 inch, unlike the front that is before the bust points. Do you understand? So this will be my dart, waist dart, if you will have waist dart. So the same way we get our cross front, we do the same thing for your cross back. 4 points this. But for the back, we go in by just half. Don't go in with front with 1 inch, because it's going to be too deep for the back. The back is wider than the front. So we connect the 3 points together and seam. Do you understand? So now the reason why I said we should leave half inch. So this will be my dart, waist dart, if you will have waist dart. So the same way we get our cross front, we do the same thing for your cross back. 4 points this. But for the back, we go in by just half. Don't go in with front with 1 inch, because it's going to be too deep for the back. The back is wider than the front. So we connect the 3 points together and seam. Do you understand? So now the reason why I said we should leave half inch there. Now most times when you make dress for people, you notice that the front, instead of the front to stand on the main shoulder, is going to the back. Have you noticed that? Most especially when you are using this method of the back shorter than the front. So to avoid that, I used to take the precaution of taking half inch after drafting everything. I will take half inch down. So my armhole depth will be longer with half inch. So let me use red marker for you to see it. So most times when I'm done drafting, so that I will not confuse myself, that's when I do this. And the same thing goes to the back. 3 by whatever. It can be 1, back and front neckline cannot be the same, but it can also be the same. Anyone, whichever one you are doing is fine, provided you understand what you are doing. Do you get? So I have my back like that, and I have my front this way. This is my back bodice, and this is my front bodice. Can you see? These are simple as what we have here. So whatever we have here, if you have any question, do well to use the group in asking your question, or you use the comment section, ask your question. Feel free to ask any question. We are here to answer you. Do you understand? So this is all what you need to know about.
Alright, dear soulmates, you've come to the end of today's tutorial. I hope you find these tips helpful. If you do, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share with your loved ones. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.